In the boundless expanse where mortals chase eternity and fate is written in blood and spirit, the path of cultivation grows ever more treacherous. Winds of karma gather, and unseen currents stir beneath the calm surface of the heavens. In the previous chapters, Wang Lin walked a razor's edge between life and death, his will unyielding as ancient forces closed in around him. Enemies lurk in the shadows, old grudges awaken, and the price of power weighs heavier with every step forward. Now, as we enter recap Renegade Immortal Chapter 527, Chapter 5 of 28, the storm deepens, secrets long buried begin to surface, and choices made in a single breath may alter the course of destiny itself. Will Wang Lin seize control of his fate, or be swept away by forces beyond even his comprehension? Listen closely. The legend continues. In the shadowed valleys of Tianyun, a storm of tension hung thick in the air. Even the winds seemed hesitant, as if waiting for a clash of fates too immense for ordinary eyes to witness. Wang Lin's face remained a mask of icy calm, but beside him, Hua's expression twisted into a terror and bitterness the likes of which none had ever seen. He muttered, voice trembling, "I'm about to witness a duel between two beings not of this world." Before his words could even fade, a streak of sword energy shot past, shivering the formation around them, cracks spider-webbed outward, threatening to shatter the very ground beneath. Wang Lin's lips curved in a faint sneer. With a decisive slap to his bag of holding, the restriction flag unfurled, releasing ethereal strands of gas. They slithered along the fissures like serpents, sealing the formation with visible speed. Its power surged, multiplied many times over, and then, like a shadow of lightning, Wang Lin vanished. When he reappeared, the valley behind him seemed a world away. A figure in black robes stood 100 feet distant, eyes sharp and wary. Around both of them danced strands of purple gas, ghostly and restless, each whispering of latent power. With a single gesture, Wang Lin's hand struck the air, and a tortured wail echoed as a demonic spirit beast dissolved into nothingness. The black-robed man's eyes narrowed, arrogance replaced by caution. "Which sect claims you, Excellency?" he asked. His tone edged with hesitation, but Wang Lin, unmoved, let strands of grey gas spiral between his fingers, hissing like wind through chasms. "Enough chatter," he said coldly. "Either fight or leave. Your indecision ends now." Fury flashed across the black-robed man's face. "Arrogant wretch! If not for your resemblance to someone I value, I'd strike you down without a word. But since you seek death, then so be it." No reply came from Wang Lin. In a heartbeat, the celestial sword emerged from his bag of holding. He stepped forward, and with the swiftness of a storm, slashed. A towering ray of sword energy surged forth, descending like a bolt of pure lightning. The half-moon blade followed, a streak of silver cutting the air in deadly pursuit. Recognition dawned on the black-robed man. "A fellow of the Dalu sword sect. You know the rules. Surrender the crystal, and no harm will come to you." But his warning was a shield already too late. The celestial sword clashed against his own, sending him staggering back. Yet even as his defense faltered, his flying sword cracked, a hairline fracture splitting its gleaming surface. Rage and disbelief contorted his features. "You dare damage my sword?" he roared, flames of obsidian black coiling in his palm. "Earth-extinguishing flame! Consume him!" Dark fire erupted, fracturing into countless smaller tongues of wrath, raining down upon Wang Lin. Yet before the inferno could strike, a ghostly flash danced across the battlefield. The black-robed man flinched, blood blossoming from his side, forcing him to retreat, while feverishly swallowing healing pills. The half-moon blade flickered beside the celestial sword, carrying traces of blood. Wang Lin's eyes narrowed, respect begrudgingly acknowledging his opponent's mastery. The man's divine sense, keen enough to track the blade mid-flight, had allowed him to escape death's grasp by mere inches. Such awareness could not be ignored. Killing intent ignited in Wang Lin's heart. A foe of this caliber could not be allowed to recover, learn and return. In the instant his enemy's attention faltered, Wang Lin struck. He surged forward, ignoring the fire that roared from the heavens, and pressed his thumb against the void itself. The forbidden spell, Finger of Death, surged into existence. The black-robed man pressed his hand to his chest, wounds closing in an instant, pale as the grave. With a roar, he shattered his sword, scattering shards like a tempest of steel. Flames from above coalesced into twin dragons, wings of fire writhing and clawing at the air. The roar of their onslaught rattled Wang Lin's very soul, shaking his origin energy as if the universe itself trembled. The impact tore across the land. A bang that echoed for 5,000 kilometers, painted the sky with chaos, cracking the earth and bending the horizon. Waves of demonic energy surged outward, only to recoil and charge back, a relentless tide. Amid this maelstrom, the black-robed man formed seals with blinding speed, chanting incantations as his gaze locked onto the epicenter. Yet from the darkness stepped a solitary figure. His garments fluttered without wind, right arm murmuring with a spectral hiss, a small serpentine wraith writhing between his fingers. Each step cleaved the demonic energy apart. And then, as if swallowed by shadows themselves, he vanished. Not good, the black-robed man cursed, retreating just as silver light flashed and a dark thumb pressed the void where he had stood. The speed was instantaneous, inhuman, yet the figure rose from the shadows, gazing coldly upon him. You cannot evade the next strike. Wang Lin's presence radiated lethal intent. Recognition sparked in the black-robed man's eyes. You are no Dalu disciple. You are Wang Lin, 7th disciple of the Purple Division under the All-Seer. That forbidden spell, the finger of death, famed from the birthday trial, belongs to you. Annoyance and calculation flickered across his face. The name Wang Lin stirred rumors, recognition, and caution across Tianyun. Even a mere glance at the jade portrait of him had commanded attention. If not for the 6th disciple's interference, Wang Lin's ascension to true disciple might have been unchallenged. Now, standing before such a formidable opponent, the black-robed man realized the danger. Wang Lin's prowess, his treasures, his cunning, all marked him as a force not to underestimate. In this valley, where winds had hushed in anticipation, two fates collided. One, a disciple of the All-Seer, deadly and precise. The other, a master in black robes, formidable yet shaken. And the echoes of their battle promised a tale that would be sung in hushed tones across the heavens of Tianyun for years to come. The air itself seemed to quiver with a silent warning, as if the heavens had paused to witness what was about to unfold. Shadows danced in the dim light, and in their midst, a figure cloaked in black muttered curses beneath his breath, retreating with the caution of a man who knew the storm he faced was far beyond ordinary reckoning. There was no pride in him now, only the instinct to survive. To challenge the one before him, Wang Lin, would be folly. Wang Lin's gaze burned like molten steel. As the sword fragment and the burst of flame surged toward him, he wove 2 layers of life-force seals with precision. The spells collided against his defenses, and for a fleeting heartbeat, the world seemed to tremble. Yet even as he absorbed the assault, the raw celestial energy emanating from the black-robed cultivator, one at the peak of the late stage of soul transformation, was a force far beyond Wang Lin's natural reach. One seal, painstakingly forged as a safeguard for his future, shattered into nothingness, leaving a void in his defensive lattice. Pain prickled through him, but it quickly morphed into cold, sharpened resolve. The black-robed man, sensing Wang Lin's merciless intent, turned to flee. His retreat was swift, but Wang Lin's eyes glinted with lethal determination. With a deft motion, he summoned the soul lasher from his bag of holding, the whip coiling and snapping with eager anticipation. Without hesitation, he gave chase. In the thick of the pursuit, Wang Lin lashed out. The whip sliced through the air with deadly intent, and the black-robed cultivator's face darkened. He spun, fingers outstretched, and bellowed, "Ungrateful brat! Today I will teach you a lesson your master could not." 5 crimson points flared across his fingertips, dancing as if possessed by a secret rhythm. To an onlooker, it was the points themselves that moved, not the hand. In the blink of an eye, his hand shot forward, seizing the soul lasher mid-flight. The 5 red points converged, burning bright, forming a 5-star seal. "Restrict!" he roared. Wang Lin's lips curled into a sardonic smile. The soul lasher was no concern of his. Instead of withdrawing, he vanished from sight, teleporting directly toward the black-robed cultivator. As he rematerialized, a black light surged along the whip, crackling and hissing as it spread into the black-robed man's arm. He screamed, the sound jagged with shock and pain, smoke curling from his flesh. His 5 blood seal, a weapon of unmatched sealing power, had failed him for the first time in countless battles. The black-robed man staggered back, and in that instant, the soul lasher whipped toward him at an impossible angle, striking his retreating form. His complexion paled, his eyes widening with awe and fear as a rare revelation dawned. This was a treasure forged to wound the very essence of the soul. He drew in a trembling breath, feet pounding the ground as he fled, yet the air itself bent, space twisting, and Wang Lin closed the gap. With a contemptuous snort, the black-robed man expelled a cloud of inky black smoke. It swirled, thick and virulent, surrounding Wang Lin instantly. Poison of the most insidious kind coiled in the air, slicing into his senses. Wang Lin's hand formed a swift seal. "Wind!" he commanded. A gale tore through the black cloud, carving a path of escape. The gap began to close, but Wang Lin, his body dissolving into green mist, slipped through it and reformed beyond reach. Even as he drew back, a chill ran through him. The black-robed cultivator's arsenal was vast, far more than he had revealed. His retreat was not born of fear alone. It was calculation, a recognition of Wang Lin's growing legend. He had likely heard of Wang Lin's encounter with an ascendant cultivator, and the treasures he still wielded despite defeat. He must be from Tianyun, Wang Lin mused, eyes narrowing. He knows every all-seer disciple possesses life-saving treasures. He's weighed the odds and chosen retreat over certain death, but I cannot allow him to escape. Through the undulating waves of demonic spiritual energy, they pursued each other. The further they pressed into the malevolent tide, the stronger the demon spirits became. Horned spectres of all shapes surged, each a reflection of their own power, the number of horns marking their strength. Here at the fringes, the spirits were weaker, and the black-robed man absorbed their essence with practiced ease. Weak phantoms fell to mere gestures, their life energy siphoned into the warriors who felled them. Yet even amidst the chase, the black-robed cultivator's brow creased. His body twisted unnaturally, a shadowed serpent coiling to avoid a streak of black light that grazed him. Sealing his anxiety within, he drew deep on his divine sense. "This Wang Lin clings like marrow to bone," he muttered, lips tight. "That half-moon blade, relentless as death. Were it not for my preparations and his protective treasure, he would already be ashes, his demonic spirit crystals mine." Black smoke curled from his hands, circling, coiling, and then he pressed them to his chest. Pain etched across his face, veins swollen, eyes bleeding with strain. The energy within him raged, until he could hold it no longer, and a roar tore from his lips. A sound that bent the waves of demonic spiritual energy back, forcing a 1,000-foot radius of calm where the horde had surged like 10,000 galloping warhorses. Wang Lin caught up, halting at the edge of this dead zone, his eyes cold and sharp as knives. The black-robed man rose at the center, head tilting toward him. "You caught death," he hissed, voice like a blade. His left hand shot forward, black tendrils writhing like serpents, and he channeled the ultimate forbidden power. Forbidden devil, fourth heavenly ghost, appear. Veins bulged grotesquely, a mysterious force coursing through his chest from right arm to left, animating the black tendrils into a ghostly phantom. It roared, soundless yet deafening in the soul, forcing Wang Lin back. The black-robed man trembled as he bellowed a single word, "Release!" And the phantom lunged, eyes ablaze, grin spreading with malevolent intent. Wang Lin's hands moved, summoning the celestial sword. Its blade sang, a wave of sword energy slicing the air, only to vanish as the ghostly figure devoured it. The half-moon blade struck true, but the writhing black tendrils shielded the master, rendering the strike futile. The battle had escalated beyond mere skill. This was a clash of legends, where soul and treasure met in a dance of death, and neither warrior could yet claim dominion.